Got yours truly, the man right here said we got Big Baby Blue.
Yes, sir.
And we got Mr. Sticks, baseball in the house.
The man, the myth, the
This
legend.
morning. Hey man, what's the nickname they call you? Yeah, that's what we do up here.
Welcome to the couch.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on today for sure.
No doubt, man. But before we get to the Sticks baseball, man, do you watch Snowfall?
I watch a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay.
I might have seen the episode.
Okay, because it's back on and popping.
The guy like drugs and cartel stuff like this guy right here.
If you don't watch everything, you can't have an opinion on
you
it.
you
So
can't have an
Facts.
opinion
you
though.
got to dabble in everything to know what you're talking about.
Hey,
True.
Hey, say that again.
True.
See that youngster down there.
Oh, come on now. You know me.
That joker down there. So he kind of like Walt. And hey, I need people to pray for Walt. His gout done flared up. He got gout in both his feet. So
How cold is it this morning? That's what's wrong with him.
that gout done flared up on his ankles.
You know, warmed him up last night. It's 46. Yeah, he down.
Hey, that's that gout in his feet. But anyway, man, the I just finally watched some of it because I'm trying to wait till the day to watch all of it. And yeah, the first episode was pretty good, Corey.
I just don't have time right now.
Man, you always got time. You always kill me. I ain't got time.
We tell them, Chase, the best time of the year is baseball season.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse right now.
Yeah,
It could be a lot worse. It's gonna rain about 12 days in a row at some point. You can get them all in.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Some rain coming.
It's coming.
Baseball's here. That means some rain coming.
Yeah,
So y'all have time
yes.
to watch whatever.
See, April showers. Yeah, it's gonna rain in April. Maybe before then. It might snow in March.
That could happen. That could happen. But anyway, man, we had some offers that went down yesterday. So
Who now?
Superman, Kari Johnson is what they call him down there at the Grove. He got two from Northwestern. He got the other one from Minnesota.
Chase, you ain't got no involvement in all these offers, right?
Nah,
You started all this trend.
Nah. Man, it's good for him, good for
Yeah.
a card, man. I don't know if he's going to either one of those places. It's
Right.
too cold, but good for him, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Superman got choices.
Just to say you got some mail from him back in the day, you know, you used to get all that mail. Well, those guys that can play that level can get all that mail, them letters back in the day. So that's pretty cool.
Man, he's a good student if he get into Northwestern. So
Right. Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt earlier this week?
Yep.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Walt, the other guy that got the gap flared up.
Yeah.
You know, he's a big guy, right? 6'4", and he's every bit of 300 pounds.
$3.
He was the biggest face painter at the school when he played. Can you believe a guy like that big didn't do anything but cheer?
Well,
Like,
man,
it's good athletes and cheer.
No,
Right.
I'm talking about he's in the student section in the stands.
Yeah.
it's a bunch of that
It's
people
good
be like
athletes
that,
in the
though.
stands.
I mean, they play, into their sport become.
Yeah.
Like, you have
Gotta
the
get 'em
baseball
all-
boys who don't play football. They be in the fans,
Yeah.
stands with the student section cheering for football. But when baseball comes, they don't have their face paint on. They on the diamond.
If you look at today's time, you would hope some of them basketball guys that were 6'8", 6'9", maybe they should have took their talents to the baseball field.
Well,
I mean,
Walt wasn't gifted enough to do anything but that.
don't do all like that, man.
Man, Walt been having gout ever since he been born.
He trying to tell you that what's his nephew name? I can't think of his nephew name.
Victor?
Victor got it from somewhere.
And he gave him Walt.
In the family line. It
Like,
came
skipped
down the
over Walt.
family.
It skipped over Walt. He had some of the other nephews, but it skipped over Walt.
Walt, man, you should have came today because I can't defend you
Hey,
the whole show.
so when you got gout, what do you do? Just put a warm towel on it? Is that what you do?
Man, you can't do nothing for guy. I guess take some ibuprofen.
Oh, okay, well,
Nah,
y'all pray.
ibuprofen ain't gonna work with no guy.
It ain't.
Nah,
What is it, Advil there? What you got?
you have to go see a doctor.
I had to sit down somewhere.
But no, he's when he had surgery on his feet because they was bad. So, but
I'm asking to see that scar. He probably,
anyway, we had another offer because there's not a graphic for it, but Tamarcus Gray, better known as TJ over there at Texas High, he got one from Texas Southern.
tell Morgan can't show.
So shout out to Kelly Owens for birthing that boy again.
Watch this, Morgan, you can't show HBCU love.
Hey,
You can't find the
Hey.
graphic on HBCU, Morgan? No.
but anyhow, man, let's go ahead and talk to Sticks baseball with the Sticks guy. Man, do people call you that? The Sticks guy? Like, do you? I know you. I'm sure you're getting recognized for this is a guy with sticks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been called worse. I've probably been called better. But you know, I think it's synonymous with the brand right
Yeah.
now. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's definitely been called that time or two, man.
Oh, well, hey, we got another offer that was given out yesterday.
forgot
Go
about
to the
that.
comments. Keyshawn Walls over there at Big Blue, Hooks Hornets got offered by ULM. So shout out to him down there wearing Hooks. Baby Blue, you should have known that, Baby Blue. Hey, see, this is why I call him Baby Blue. So I call Hooks Big Blue,
Yeah.
and he's alumni.
They're
But he don't ever know nothing to go down in Hooks.
because
So I had to like dilute his color to
so
Baby
I've been
Blue.
gone for a minute, right? But there's a better Chase got a better connect to Hooks than me now. So you know,
But you're an alumni. you from there.
I am from there.
Your people,
and I did
your
know
people
that.
still live there.
And I did know that, and it wasn't on game day yesterday. You should know that.
No, it wasn't on game day yesterday.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Well, game day fought again. You can't show Hooks no love.
But you
It's
should
always
know.
Morgan's fault.
But
Yeah,
you should,
I just
baby,
gotta put it somewhere.
but you should know that he's alumni, Baby Blue.
I do, man. Hey,
Hooks
man.
got some good alumni. That's where my
Yes.
wife from. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she probably real Big Blue.
Nah,
Yeah, he baby blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
It's a lot of color blues.
At least you got some strong. Hey,
Yeah.
Good people cover
His
Hooks.
colors done been diluted because he don't be knowing nothing down there.
well, I mean, some of your kids' family from Hooks. Yeah. So what your
But I
kids?
ain't.
But your kids
But I ain't. Anyway, back to the Sticks baseball, man. Who idea was this to get this started, man?
You know, Steve Landers, you know, Tripp was maybe 10, 11, 12 at the time, and they had a really good thing going with the youth and kind of wanted to add in high school. Steve was always kind of a long-term vision guy, and so he kind of had a guy named Zach Bottoms and me and kind of just started putting together the high school plan, you know, a couple of years out before they got there. And, you know, 8, 9 years later, it's been a blessing for sure. So Steve's kind of idea first, and he came up with kind of the name and all that, and then we kind of put the high school side to the youth side as Tripp was coming up. It's kind of how it originally started.
Now, did y'all ever, I guess, vision Sticks baseball taking over?
You know, Steve did because he don't like to lose, but I think I'd be lying if I said it'd be like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a blessing for sure, and getting to finally, you know, like kind of merge with Halter and Shane and Frank and them, and get the Texarkana involved. I knew we were probably going to dominate Arkansas.
Yeah.
And we had to because there ain't enough talent in the whole state. Like we had to get every good player, and we have for the past 8 years. But you know, getting to add some East Texas in there, being from here, and you know that really meant a lot to me. So getting to do that, we've had good partnerships with a lot of different people in different parts of Arkansas and Texas, and just kind of putting it all together. Now we got a branch in New York called Sticks Northeast, and we got Sticks Southwest in Arizona. So we've been able to pull from all these areas, and that's just kind of made all the teams stronger.
Now, man, I was seeing this. I guess it was TikTok. And you know, you follow baseball way more than I do. But there was this kid he's a freshman from Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah.
I mean that is unreal. He can throw 97 with his right hand and throw 92 with his left.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing right now. You see a lot of really good athletes play baseball. You know, I mean,
But
big time.
that's unheard of though, right?
I wouldn't say unheard of, but it's definitely rare.
Yeah.
You know, Yankees had a guy in the big leagues not too long ago, Pat. He did that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he didn't throw 97. Don't get me wrong, but he played in the big leagues with both hands, so that made him a special glove and everything. So,
It's a benefit.
but he none of them been athletes like Mississippi State. I mean, that's.
So how does that happen? Like how does that happen?
You know, I don't know if y'all familiar with Tink Kentz. He played with us in
Yeah.
the second round. And
Yeah,
Blaze,
yeah.
Blaze 9. He like take Marvin give him like 100 ground balls a day right hand and 100 left hand. I mean, make him throw every day with both hands. So I think again, just like with Steve, you got a long term plan. I think good things happen, but you know, some people are just born with a gift, and my man in Mississippi State got it with both hands.
Yeah, think about Marvin. He's using the same blueprint that he used with Tink, right?
Yeah,
Try.
I mean,
but Tink's a special.
and they all were Blaze, and all of them were
Also,
special.
Tink little brother can throw both hands.
Yeah.
Marvin. Yeah, they
Oh,
work
wow.
on it every day.
Yeah, they do.
He hit with both hands, stole both hands. He wanted to play in the infield when he's not pitching. I think Marvin wanted to throw left-handed, but also play in the infield.
Oh, I got
So
you.
he trying to.
He box. He do everything.
Him and Ace, they the best 9-year-olds in the world, maybe,
Yeah.
but in the state for sure.
You know, Donnie, I don't know if you remember Tink talked about Tink. You know, he played with Braylon with Arkansas Express.
Yeah, I
growing
remember
up.
because Tink was tiny.
Yeah, but tree trunk on. So.
Yeah,
He was in the wrong grade. He graduated 17.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what's unfortunate about
Yeah.
him.
But it still paid off.
Yeah, it worked out good.
Yeah,
for
it
him.
still paid off.
Yeah.
What, he was second round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good year for the Cardinals. All three. I mean, he was their third pick in the second round, but all three of them had played with us or played with us at some point. So
I got you.
it was
So
a good draft.
the crazy part, you talk about Sticks baseball and being the brand being
Yeah.
nationwide. I was looking up this kid, you know, back in the Little League World Series day when he was 12. I think he was from
Jace Blaylock.
the Georgia kid.
Yeah, Jace Blaylock.
And it was just so I'm like, man, what happened to that kid?
Yeah.
And when I pull up a video, oh, he played with Sticks.
he in the 3-0 for us all last summer. He's great family, great kid.
Yeah.
I can't really explain how someone show up. Like last summer, our third baseman from Hawaii or second baseman from Alabama. I mean, I think we get a lot of good kids want to play together, and you got some good kids holding people accountable. And Jace was a great player. We wouldn't have been the team we were without him. So.
That's when you know your print is everywhere, man. When you can get the best.
Yeah, facts.
I like
prospects.
to think so.
Yeah.
But I think we did a lot of little stuff right that people didn't care about, like our uniforms. We went out of our way to make sure we put a lot of pride. I mean, y'all know. I mean, 10, y'all got the best
We
10 or 8.
We're 8, yeah.
But we try hard just all the way around to do stuff that kids love. I'm getting a little bit older. It's a young man's game, so you got to keep up with the TikToks and what the high school kids like. But we try hard, and I mean, then you end up with a kid knowing you from.
Right.
Atlanta, Georgia, that is a TikTok phenom, and because he might have saw the jersey somewhere. So anyway, Jace, he would sign with Georgia Tech. So.
Yeah. Well, the jersey's everything. That's what sells it, right?
I like we
The
turned
brand
it into
sells it.
we turned it into a fraternity a little bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not for everybody. I wish it was. It breaks my heart when somebody don't want to play, but we got a lot of really really good kids and parents, man. And we give me the best job in the world, so I'm appreciative.
So how does you have these other teams?
Yeah.
Because I know y'all have these national teams.
For sure.
But you have these other teams. How does someone get to coach? So I just want to ask that because Walt Gamble,
Yeah.
if he ever called you and say, "Hey, I want a team," say no.
Yeah.
Cause last time he coached, his team won a game.
He didn't show up for 9 of them.
So we don't do one game stick to baseball.
So my brother, best friend, I think his kid played on Walt's team.
Oh Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Wilburn kid played on Walt's team.
Is the kid okay? Has he got over it yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think
because
so.
that had to have been something that.
Yeah.
You can't miss something that's not there.
I don't know if they were good or bad, but we appreciate Walt coaching.
Yeah,
No,
he
you
showed
don't.
up.
Little league team.
No, you don't.
I'm not doing it. So good for him.
Hey, Chase is,
They too young for me.
Hey,
Chase
you
is
better
doing-
off not doing it.
No.
Yeah.
Chase is doing what he gotta do, man. He's in front of a camera right now. He is selling the
Hey,
brand.
them kids might well coach themselves. They haven't Walt coach them.
Everybody
needs somebody, huh?
Yeah, they too young at that age to
Just be they won one game. They could have did no worse than that.
What happens when you see a young talent? And do you feel like? I mean, you probably don't get excited about it because they're not old enough yet. But have you seen a kid that let's take the kid out of Baton Rouge? He don't play. He should be in the Sticks organization.
Who?
He just signed with LSU.
Oh, the young kid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Griffin kid.
Yeah, Griffin.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean, the thing about young kids to me is just the bats. They're not swinging the same bats as everybody else. That's how I kind of look at it. I mean, he's swinging drop 10, drop 8. Super talented. Hit left hand. He do everything right. LSU got 7th, 8th graders signed.
What?
Yeah, and I wish it was like that. But I think with kids getting held back, you talk about Tink and something like, you look at Lou Paxton. Lou Paxton is going to graduate at 17. And you got some kids on the same field as him that's 19. So I think that's where baseball is kind of, at a disadvantage right now. Is a 19-year-old is way stronger than a 17-year-old. I look at a kid like Kel Looney, Ace Harris, some of those guys, Chase, twin son, like those guys just love it, and that's what I look at. And I just, I see a Kel Looney playing catch at every football, baseball, basketball game I go to, and I think that's more important right now, in my opinion, because they're gonna develop. Some of them gonna love football, some of them gonna start training with Donnie and be, too big to play baseball and all that stuff, but. I think the ones that love it, that's the ones that's gonna kind of outgrow it.
I agree. I agree.
So do y'all, when you have like the young groups, do y'all identify the ones that may be on the national team, or you just wait until they get there?
Nah, Shane Halter, we have 5 kind of set up, kind of what I call partnerships. We got one in Jonesboro Central with Spartan. We got Jonesboro with Max Velocity. We got Fayetteville with Legacy. I'm going to leave off some guys, and I apologize if y'all are watching. But in Texarkana, we got, with Shane and Frank. So, you hear from them, like locally, just because I love Texarkana, like I'll watch, whoever we need to watch, like Kel Looney or, he plays for Swamp Dragons or
Swamp Donkeys.
Yeah.
But, with their 8U group, we know that they got some good players on there. But to me, they're just kids. Like, I'll go watch them just to, support them and just know, like, hey, we care. But as far as, like, identifying, again, like, I think, like Caden McFadden is when he played was like, when he get to high school, he gonna be, and now he's playing football, and that's the route for him. So, I mean, you just never know, in my opinion. I just try to I just want everybody to keep playing baseball.
Yeah.
Is all I want. So if I could show up and, help any way I can as far as like, just give advice or whatever, I will. But I think until they get to high school, it's hard to know what they're going to do.
Let's flip to that conversation real quick. So we talk about, we're going to particularly because I'm a black man.
Yeah.
So we talk about the black athlete.
Yes, sir.
They normally, potentially you saw some good athletic kids black kids that could play baseball.
For sure.
But they phase to football.
For sure.
Or, really don't work out in basketball for a lot of them, but they 85% go to football. What's happening there?
I think from a long term playing football got full scholarships.
Yeah.
So it'd be hard for me to ever default, anybody wanting to play football if you got a chance. Like Lance Jackson. Lance Jackson, a very good baseball player. Had some USA invites last summer. Was up to 93 the one time he threw for us. But it'd be impossible for me to think like, hey, baseball is your route when you're gonna have to pay $7,000 to $10,000 a year to be one of the best at what you do. And so I think a lot of times football just outweighs it just by default because of the scholarship situation. But I just think football is something that everybody in their hometown, not just here, but everybody loves. You grow up watching your family play and your friends, and you want to be a part of Friday nights. And like baseball right now, everybody's playing today at all different places. If you're a kid, you're not gonna get to really watch, and it's not the same as the whole school going out or the whole community watching on Fridays. So football's definitely got its advantages, and I could never blame a kid for wanting to play. And baseball at the NCAA level's got to do some things with their scholarships. And
I agree.
And there's not enough minority coaches.
True.
I think it's hard to believe in a sport where they don't all look like you.
See, yeah.
Or just it's hard to trust sometimes. You don't know these people. They want you to go 10 hours away. They want you to pay all this money, and it's not built for every good athlete to play. I'm watching the Super Bowl mad because Patrick Mahomes don't play in baseball. Because I'm like, hey, if baseball really wants the best athletes and the best players in the world, they'd have paid them enough not to ever play.
Right.
Up to 94, 95 out of high school, USA guy. Why is he in the Super Bowl?
Kind of sort of like what they tried to do with Kyler Murray, but he still chose football.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have let him choose.
Yeah.
They should have paid him enough to not to choose.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. You look at some of these great NFL players, John Elway and Tom Brady, some of these guys got drafted. It's hard for me as a baseball lover to not go like, hey, how good would Brady have been as a left-handed hitting catcher? And but football is going to be king forever, and we got a bunch of great football programs in the area that's helping guys, and guys like Donnie, helping guys get offers. So as long as everybody got a chance to play or go to college and do what they want, I think it's a good thing.
I'm on the always side, man, that baseball is, it's hard to get there. You see people, it's hard to get to get that call, but the ones that are getting that call, man, the freak athletes that are Judge and the Mookie Betts, $300 million.
If you look at them, most of them weren't first picks. It's some of those things where Trout went like 25th, I think, and now he's one of the best players ever. So, I think it's hard to predict what's going to happen, even for the clubs to predict which ones are going to do it. But I like to believe baseball's the best sport, and I hope every good player keeps playing.
Right.
So.
Now, when you talking about the black kids in baseball, even here, that was like a rare. We had two that was considered they could have been Division I football players. They chose the baseball route. Ron Sellers and Braylon Bishop.
Yeah, and Jaden Hill.
And Hill.
Yeah.
Who?
Jaden Hill.
Yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I forgot about him. They but I guess their love for baseball was just.
Yeah, I think I think that's just a lot of it's got to do with what your parents like. You know what I mean? If parents love something, you're going to love it. I mean, obviously, Nick Bishop loves some baseball.
He does.
Taj was really good. And you know, Ryan could have done anything he wanted to do. I mean, and I think baseball was what came easiest to him, to be honest. I think he'd probably tell you that too. So, but I think that's all about being great athletes, you know, and just giving it a chance. You know, Jaden could have played football at Alabama and some other schools. I mean, he could have done whatever he wanted to do, but luckily, you know, was second rounder at LSU, so with baseball. So it's been some, and there's been better. There's been also other good players that could have done stuff out of here. I think over time. I'm a little bit younger, so I don't know necessarily everybody, but you know, the good thing, like I say, man, the good thing is they're doing something. Football, baseball, basketball. So Dustin Thomas was one of the better youth baseball players out of here, and he ended up just focusing on basketball. So, like I said, I just think people got options, and it's easy to go play basketball anywhere you want. It's easier to play 7-on-7 now. It's kind of hard to play summer baseball. It's got a lot of inconvenience, but I hope they all keep playing because it made my job easier.
So you look at the route that, like, let's take Brandon Jones from LE.
Yeah.
He played OU football and baseball. If that offer was presented, do you tell these high school kids that love the game, hey, don't take that option away? If it's on the table?
You know, I would never. It would be irresponsible of me to give like an opinion if a kid asked me that. I would just say, hey, like, what do you love?
Yeah.
You know, or I would say, we tell kids right now, like, hey, these schools you picking, you get hurt.
Yeah.
And you can't play. Like, which one you gonna stay at? Like, you love this campus, the fraternities. You know, you love all that. I would have just told somebody like him, like, hey, you catch a pass over the middle and get laid out. You gonna go play baseball in the spring? You know, or they get 20 guys in the portal. I just think, I don't know how. You know, we all got, you know, people that ask us for advice. I mean, I don't know how Donnie or anybody else does it, but I would never tell somebody to pick one sport or the other just because it's not my decision.
But you could have told me Blake Shapen was going to be the quarterback at Baylor and not throw the ball 93 across the diamond from Evangel. You couldn't have told me that. I feel like he was being built to play baseball.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I know him a little bit because we tried hard. He never played summer baseball. Like, I'm going to say, didn't play in one.
Yeah. I got to spend a lot of time with him.
And we tried hard to get him, but I say, like, at the core, he didn't, like, he wanted to play football.
Yeah.
I mean, he would tell you, like, hey, I'm a football player that's pretty good in baseball.
He worked out with Jeff Harper down in Evangel, Gunslinger. Man, this kid was so accurate from anywhere.
He was the only USA kid that year, like, didn't have a profile because he didn't play, like, in the summer. So, and I think that's great. Like, he don't need to play baseball if he loves football. You know, in my opinion. But I just hope there's multi-sport guys that keep coming through this. We hadn't had Jones older than me, way older than me, so we need another one to come through that had those kind of options.
You know, there was a kid from Greenwood, Arkansas. He went to the University of Arkansas for football.
Connor
Nolan. So
the first day we started the Sticks, he was the second player we got.
Oh yeah. So, you know, he decided to go the football route, just go back to the baseball route.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many cases does that happen? You know, for my that could have got drafted, would have got drafted, but my understanding, he told him, like, hey, I'm going to play football.
You know, I'm kind of close to that situation.
Yeah.
Frank and Connor, they've been family friends to us, and we kind of do some family things together, so I don't want to get too personal, but everybody wanted Connor to play. Like, Connor was the first one to say,
Play
hey,
baseball,
play
football? Oh, okay.
Like, I think, I don't want to speak for Connor, and I hope Connor watches, but, you know, we don't want to say the wrong thing. But in my opinion, Connor never wanted to play college football.
Oh.
And I think he would have told you that, but it was such a. I mean, we see it every Friday night here. Everybody has said for so long, like, "Oh, this is the future. This is change Arkansas," and you know, the Moore situation wasn't good.
I got you.
And it just was a lot. I think at his heart, he was a baseball player. Yeah, and like I said, he played with us for 3 years, and his dad a really good friend of mine. But Connor, the community had made it to where he didn't really have a choice.
Oh, okay.
Dad had played some football.
Got you.
He had played some professional football.
Yeah, I get that.
I got you.
Frank is they're awesome family, and Angie, but I think Connor loved baseball, and that's why he ended up. And he wanted to come back. He got the most money as a 4-year guy in the draft. Like, he was going to come back for one more year. He loved it, and they gave him a lot of money.
Bye-bye.
To leave.
Bye-bye. Take the money. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, so what organization is he with now?
The Cubs.
The Cubs.
Yeah.
You know, when I really started paying attention, I guess my son was oldest was y'all was 13, 14 when you had Colton Sims.
For sure.
That's when, I guess, is that kind of when, you know, everything began to start taking off? Not that group, but that group was coming. You knew that group was coming, but you had Jaden Hill before.
So that was, it was all at the same time. Like, that was the group. We had Jaden the year before, but we still started playing in perfect game event stuff.
Yeah.
We had maybe just played in our first one. And that was the group I talked about, like when Steve was 11 or 12,
Yeah.
or Trip was. That was that whole team.
Yeah.
That was the first time I realized how good these kids are. Basically.
These kids are good, man.
And really good. And you know, Steve was drawn from a lot of areas. You know, he was making sure that they had the best of what they needed to be successful. And that was the first time I kind of realized like how crazy parents are a little bit. I mean, we were driving to Atlanta. They get out of school Friday at 3:30. We be in Atlanta, drive to Atlanta, play Saturday, play Sunday, drive back. Their parents go to work at 8 a.m., getting there at 3 a.m. So we got through that. That was my only time to coach youth baseball. I coached them when they were 14 that year. And I just thought, hey, these guys could start for their high school.
Right.
And that's kind of when, you know, we knew if we could hold this thing together to when they got to high school, we'd be really good. And luckily we have. And they're all doing good now.
There was a kid, I don't know if he's at Missouri still, but he played with that group. I mean, he played that 1 year with you, mixed kid.
Trajan Blake.
Not Trajan. There was another kid.
Oh, Duke Walker.
Duke Walker.
Yeah, Duke was a good player.
Yeah.
And they all, I mean, they really were. 11 and or 12, 13, 14, they were great. They really were good players.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, so that group you're talking about, what are they now?
Freshman in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was when they started kind of the run, when they were like fifth graders, and then I wasn't around when they first started. Like they started with just one team, and Steve picked out a name, but they started like when they were seventh graders, we started the high school, and now they're college freshmen.
Now the national team y'all have, the one that the likes of Braylon, the one Braylon played on, the one that Hill, the one that Ty play on.
Yeah, Brenton Clark.
How do those particular guys make that team? Are they chosen?
Yeah, I would say yeah. I mean, it gets harder as the older you get. As they start at 15, it's a little bit more regional, just because a lot of guys don't know they're pitcher onlys yet. You know, they come in and everybody thinks like, hey, I can do both. So you can't really go to some of the events we compete in without 14 or 15 pitcher onlys. So at 15, it's a little more regional. At 16, it starts separating, and then 17, it kind of, you know, I think we had like 25 kids from 14 states last summer. Ty was on that team, and Brenton Clark was on that team. And over time, we've had other really good Texarkana kids on that team. Those are just the two last summer. Our 2025s are the best group we've ever had, and a lot of Texarkana kids on there. Jared Halter, Lance Jackson, Luke Flanagan, Hudson Davis, Walt Jones from Ashdown. I'm going to leave kids off, but a lot of really talented players from this area. And I think really, you know, these are the steps I think personally. I think you need to try to make your high school team. Then you need to try to start on your high school team. You know, try to be an all-conference player, get an offer, then try to get drafted. So, you know, we don't need a kid that hasn't started on necessarily his varsity to play 17U national.
I got you.
I mean, it just
makes sense.
It's not, you know, we built it on, you know, PBR did a study one day. It said like 95% or something crazy, kids are going to go 250 miles of their home to where they live. They're going to stay within 250 miles to play college baseball. So I just go like, hey, why are we going to go to Atlanta every day as a 15-year-old if you don't think, you know, you're a draft pick or, you know, national ranked or whatever. So you know, sometimes the other programs and the competition, the parents kind of make you move the goalpost a little bit for what you want to do because there's so many options. But as they keep growing, you know, we try to really separate, hey, you need to play on this team to get offered. This is where the colleges are going. This is where the pro guys are going. A guy like Ty committed as a ninth grader. Ty needed to play in all college stuff, I mean, all draft stuff, because he was going to have a chance to, you know, hopefully get drafted. And he did. He played great all year. He was unbelievable. And hopefully he'll have a big senior year starting on Monday.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, I think.
I just hope. Well, since I am going to watch him, I just hope they don't put him on base.
Yeah, you want to see.
I mean,
Ty
I want to
hit.
see him hit, man.
Well,
I'm going to see him hit.
They playing a ratio, right?
Yeah.
And ratio got some good players. They got a good coach. They got a left-hander named Case Davis who signed, and they got 3 or 4 guys signed. So I think Case will probably I think Sprick will probably throw the Ty.
Yeah.
I would think, but.
I hope he do.
Again, they talk about Ty. Ty is a hitter, but Ty has been a hitter since we go back to the little boy days.
For sure.
He's always been a hitter.
You know, and Billy was a good player.
Yeah.
Billy played at Houston and played for Coach Van Horn, Texarkana. So Billy kind of had a plan with Ty. And the biggest thing about Ty is nobody really knew is he got hurt. He had that surgery. You know, his body was looking good over the winter, and then he had the surgery, couldn't work out for 6 or 8 months, put some weight on. And then now, I mean, I can't explain to people how good the competition is at Jupiter. But for Ty to have the highest batting average against the best arms in the country, I mean, we'll never see it again. Not only on the sticks, but definitely a Texarkana kid, I would think, just because the odds aren't very good. But he's really, I mean, he's putting his name out there, and he's done everything he could do. I don't know that we've had a kid go from A to B as far as, you know, changing his body and just putting the work in and seeing the results like Ty has. So.
Now, since we talking about Ty, and of course you got the Clark kid that plays on that level.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else around here plays on that national level. But do you try to make it to a lot of these kids' games in high school?
Yeah, the year before COVID, I went to 77 games. That was kind of my record. And then now it's a lot more locally based. You know, obviously being a Texas High alum, you know, love to go watch those guys play.
Yeah.
You know, it was great with like when Braylon and them were around. I could watch Arkansas plays at 4:30. Could watch them and then go watch Texas High at 7. But yeah, I mean, we got good players everywhere right now. This is the best, I think, the young talent Texarkana has since I've been around, and you know, luckily most of them play with us. So, you know, you can go around and just watch different guys without really having to leave. But we'll make trips when needed. You know, I got like a little calendar, so I know like 2 good arms are gonna throw against each other. I'll go to, you know, Little Rock or wherever we need to go to watch them play. But we definitely try to keep up. We get them to send in all their stats and videos to our Twitter so we can post it for them. So, you know, you get to keep up that way too. That, you know, when they keep sending stuff every day, who's playing well. When they don't send them, they're not playing well. So.
Now I heard you
course.
say that you was trying to get a particular kid to play sticks baseball. So, let's say for instance, you go watch Ty play, and he's competing against somebody that's on that type of level, and then you find out who is this kid, and you find out that he's not, you know, tied in with anyone. Do you try to get that kid to sticks?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did the Carthage game the other night. I mean, it took about 4 pitches for me to say, hey, who is this? What grade is this kid? 'Cause they didn't give us like a lineup for the broadcast. But social media has made it a nightmare, good and bad. I mean, it's easier for me I can message somebody in Alaska today and go, hey, you got to go to Atlanta every week to play in a good tournament. You just play with us.
Yeah.
But it's giving everybody opportunity to get our guys. And, you know, everybody wants to play on the top team, you know, whether they
Of course.
are ready for it or not. So we've lost guys because other programs see something and they think, hey, well, he don't play. You know, we can get them because we know they're not happy because they don't play on this certain team. So it's a gift and a curse, but I mean, we're gonna be respectful about it. It's some we get a bad rap sometimes for, you know, whatever you want to call it, but we definitely gonna do our diligence and make sure that somebody ain't out there that looking for a home.
I got you.
But that's the price you pay for being, you know, success comes with success at times, right? People don't like Saban, but
Well,
do you think Saban stop doing what he
I
doing?
just think, man, I think I'd be, you know, at the end of the day, it is a business.
Can't please everybody.
It's a good business. Alabama football is a business. You know, game day is a business, and you owe it to the business sometimes to just check in.
Yeah.
You know, Jaden Hill didn't play summer ball when we started. He was still kind of a basketball player. I mean, we've gotten lucky. Connor Nolan moved in from Nevada 2 months before we started. I mean, he just happened to not have a summer team here because he didn't grow up here. So we've gotten really lucky on just asking questions, and yeah, we'll definitely do our due diligence. But it's so easy right now. We can go watch a game in this parking lot, and I can get on Twitter and I can type in Donnie Kelly, and they'll have it in his bio. And a lot of times they got 7-on-7. You know, they got all their information in there. So.
It's pretty simple now. Well, it's not simple, but the brand,
you know,
the brand kind of speaks for itself. You know,
we put such an emphasis on what we do on social media. You know, we just started a podcast for the kids.
I like that too.
We've done all the videos and stuff. So, you know, those kids get to see our stuff too. You know, and I think that's what is kind of, we've used social media as a marketing tool for us as well. So, if I wear a hoodie or somebody goes, "Hey, what's Sticks Baseball?" You can type it in right now, and you know, you can see a lot of things that we're doing.
So it's funny. This guy just asked, "Do the Sticks play in any tournaments in Houston?" Which you do.
We have before.
So we're going to Houston next weekend, right?
Okay.
How does Perfect Game put this large of a tournament to put together? Over 750 teams, people coming from California.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when Perfect Game
Go
got
to a tournament
started,
this weekend?
they got started in a barn in Iowa like 30 years ago, and now
750.
I mean, and what's crazy is like those kids will miss school. You know, they'll play every week. They'll have to miss school, and I just think I can't really explain it, but it's working, and it's working. We got a good thing going. They got the best thing going. I mean, everybody's flocking, and I think our schedule kind of every team we have changes. You know, from the youth all the way up to my team, it changes every year based on what you know, what's out there and kind of the dates. We made USA this year. Is that we were one of the 12 teams to make the USA invite only, invitational, and carry. So, like, they decided to play Monday through Thursday in just the middle of the week. So there's a huge tournament that Thursday through Sunday, and there's a huge tournament that next Thursday through Sunday. So, like, we had to change our schedule for the first time and really kind of get out of 2 events we like to go to carry. But so every year is kind of different. But
Yeah.
it all runs through Perfect Game at the most part, other than USA and some of the PPR stuff.
So 747 teams.
Yeah, probably playing at Premier.
Yeah, playing at it's all at PG National Headquarters.
And they do a great job. It's just sometimes rain will make it a nightmare. It's all best case scenario sometimes. We just we had probably the best team we ever had. We were so good 3 weeks ago in Arizona for the MLK tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Florida last year and it rained the whole time. We didn't ever get rained out, but everybody goes, why we come here? Let's stay in Arizona. It never rains in Arizona. We go to Arizona. Day 1, we had 26 of the 30 MLB teams out to watch us. Day 2, we had 10 cross-checkers out to watch us. Day 3 and Day 4 got rained out. So it was a great tournament. It was worth every penny until all of a sudden it raining all night, no lights. So that's the bad thing about PG sometimes. There's so many games packed in, they can't afford any delays in the schedule.
Now, I know about all the, I know his son plays on an AU team.
For sure.
Is that the lowest sticks?
I think they go to 6. Shane's got a kid that's 6 maybe.
Yeah.
So they have so would he be in T-ball or he'd be?
No.
They're going to coach pitch this year.
Coach pitch. There'll be 6 going to 7. Like mine played. Mine was 6 last year.
Yeah.
He played up.
Yeah, but do they have like a 6 T-ball? Do they have stuff like that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I'm surprised they don't yet.
That's why I was asking.
If somebody was smart, they'd be like, just throw it over there now.
because some of these T-ball teams, these guys like to be traveling.
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
Yeah. No, I don't, like I said, I don't. That's a youth. That's like a Shane Halter question, but I don't. I know they do coach pitch for sure.
I got you.
I think a lot of the the good the parents that got a hand in. I think they try to skip T-ball a lot of times too.
Yeah, that's what happens if a kid can.
Play
Pretty
a
good.
little bit.
Yeah, he gonna skip T-ball.
Yeah,
But
but
their team I know is really good. So we got some really, really good kids that are probably way too young to be traveling every week. But they got I don't know how low.
hey, what's that team that was? They played at Spring Lake Park last year.
Haymakers.
The Haymakers.
Yeah.
They was from Paris, right?
They're from Paris, Texas.
But one day they dogged everybody out
they're pretty good.
in T-ball.
Oh yeah, but see, they played up, so they've always played. Even when they were 6, they played coach pitch. They've always.
But at some point they played T-ball and they were still
they
together. And they dogged everybody out.
That was for league. They came back to play for league.
Okay.
So they could win and go to. They have to represent their league.
Yeah.
So they go back and represent Paris, but they still play travel ball.
I mean, but T-ball has the World Series in like Lake Charles. They have a T-ball World Series.
It was in Arkansas the year they won it, Texarkana, Arkansas.
No, I'm saying, but they be having this big national.
Yeah, nobody won't play T-ball like that.
I mean, some people do because people that went to Lake Charles did. So I didn't know how low Sticks baseball went.
I'm ready for Coach Pitch to be over with. About T-ball.
It's I think obviously Texarkana been blessed with great athletes way before my time, but you're starting to see like all these young kids like a Spencer Browning. I mean, one day there'll be studies or some kind of correlation, but it's hard not to think that as good a player as Spencer Browning is at 14, that it didn't help that Kevin's been traveling since they played T-ball.
Yeah.
He just
It does. You see it different.
Hunter Rose. I mean, all these young freshmen.
You talk about the academy, Sticks Academy, DG29 out of the area. I've seen kids 8 years old, man, like they could probably go play. That's all 7-year-old play 12.
Yeah.
Cause let me ask you a question. When I don't know when. The select baseball thing actually started, and it started expanding across the country. But there are several select teams that probably shouldn't be playing select ball.
For sure.
Do you feel like that dampers down the whole aspect of the original reason why select ball even started?
Like I don't, just because I know how much I love baseball.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a very good player. So I still I would have wanted to play in the summer even though I wasn't an elite player. So I think, we had a situation one time where a kid, he was at Bentonville, he didn't make the varsity as a 9th or 10th grader, and we had took a kid from Fordyce that was an all-state player at Fordyce. And the dad's like, well, if I went to Fordyce, my kid would be the best player to ever play there. So it kind of put it in perspective to me that it's not really these kids, decision where they grow up at or what high school they go to. So, you might be a starter at Texas High but might not could play at PG. That don't mean that you don't love baseball and need to get better.
Right.
So I just think and that's our kind of our business model. Our plan is going okay, we got all these different teams. Which one can make you better for your situation? And obviously everybody don't always want to follow that, but that's my thought on it is that kid, just because he ain't as talented, shouldn't be punished.
So that speaks volumes to what you were saying. You just said you wasn't that guy.
For sure.
But you understand the whole. You understand that there's talented kids, but you also understand that we have enough we have enough going right now that anyone who wants to play can benefit, right?
Oh yeah, for
Anyone
sure.
can
Just
play.
because even if it's just meeting new friends and making
Yeah,
lifetime memories. Some
yeah.
people like we had never went on a vacation growing up. I can remember like football and baseball being like, oh, we get to go to Shreveport. So I think when you start looking at it from perspective of
Yeah.
everybody, if you got 400 kids, 400 people got 400 different expectations. They got 400 different perspectives, and that's how I look at it personally.
I feel you, man. My growing up, my days, my vacation was going to Palestine and play DCAB district tournament, Palestine state tournament, Texas teenage baseball.
Yeah,
So
and now 10, 20 years later, you're on a show that's very successful telling those stories, and to me,
Yeah.
that's what's important.
That's important.
Like Kyle Slayton's one of my best friends. You see, if he pulled up in this parking lot, he's got a SAU mule rider, Hall of Fame license plate. It's not SAU to him means what Arkansas means to someone else.
Yeah.
Your trips to Palestine means something to you that like this kid might have meant going to Hawaii.
Right.
Everybody's situation is different. I just think if we can provide something for 5 or 6 weeks in the summer that'll, keep kids out of trouble and give them memories, it'll be as good as experience as anybody wants it to be.
man, you've taken a lot of kids to Florida that probably never been there.
Yeah, I'd never been until we went. I had never been. So, I think that's what it's. I think that's what it's all about, in my opinion.
No, you said Texas teenager. I forgot about it. That's still even around?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It's Dixie.
I mean, but there was something, I just ain't heard it. I haven't heard
It
that
should
in a
go
long
into-
time. I didn't know.
Well,
it
it's
was still around.
DYB now. It's not Dixie. It's DYB.
Oh yeah, what it is?
Yeah.
It's all sticks baseball.
Basically.
No, I'm just kidding.
It should be, right?
I wish it was, but it's not.
But I mean, you see it though. I mean, because Perfect Gang got rec leagues, U-Trip got rec leagues,
Yeah,
NCS got rec leagues. Everybody's moving away. Sorry, everybody's moving away from that brand, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to at some point.
Yeah.
Because you have to at some point. You need some structure.
Man, of course, we for the past since baseball started, so we don't want to talk baseball.
Yeah.
I be for real. We don't know to talk baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball is something that
I do. They don't talk it.
yeah, okay, he does. I don't, cause I don't know, cause I'm a football, boxing, track guy.
Yeah. All the good athletes.
But I would watch baseball if, like, I'm looking forward to the PGLE game.
Yeah.
Because the makeup of the game. In school, in town rival, same district. I wish we had more of that with the local stuff. That
For sure.
But I'm looking forward to that game. But it is hard for me to get excited unless I'm watching a Braylon Bishop, unless I'm watching a Ty Wade.
For sure.
But if for me, if it's not like one of those type of guys, it's hard for me to watch.
And I think that's just because you know them.
Yeah.
I mean, you want kids to do well.
Yeah.
You want kids to do well and everything. You know a lot of the LEPG kids, probably, I'm assuming. But, the thing about LEPG makes it so special is the district matters.
Yes.
It's even more special than like a Texas Arkansas game because at the end of the day,
They don't.
they go, hey, y'all got 800 more kids than us.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But, LEPG is fair in sorts across the board. So, and it'll be a good game this year, I think. It'll be a lot of good players on one
And see,
team.
kind of like, so we discussed this, I think it was one day this week, the comparison between PG and LE. So PG's baseball program has been what it is for many years.
Yeah, it's never moved.
Way before the football done involved to what it's been done involved to. No, LE has this I guess roller coaster ride. They got the highs, they got the lows.
For sure.
Well, since Coach Zach been there, he's been able to not necessarily have the roller coasters. They kind of steady now, which now going to a game now at PG versus LE baseball, you don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Because in the past, you pretty much knew.
Yeah.
And what's crazy now, I mean, people believe it or not, PG LE baseball is bigger than PG LE football.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, for sure.
Yeah, so that's why I'm looking forward to watching the game because it's you rarely see, especially in Texarkana, when you have. I think football is Texarkana, second baseball, but when you have the makeup of this matchup that's bigger than the football, That's making it worth watching.
Well, and they get to play more than one game.
Yeah.
Which is good. And then, you talk about, Zach been a friend of mine for a long time. We kind of, I went to LA in the 7th grade, so I know, some of those guys pretty well. But Zach is LA. Like, it breaks Zach hard when they weren't no good.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of guys would have left, when they weren't very good. Mm-hmm. It never crossed his mind. And I'm sure he'll retire there one day just because that's all he knows. But Zach's worked really hard, and so has Coach Fincher over at PG. And like I said, man, I like to think / hope the kids are, a little better when they show up now.
Yeah.
And they got great Coach McClure. I mean, they got great high school coaches right now. And I just, I think it's going to keep going.
I've said this over and over. I got the chance to sit on the bucket with Craig Jones for
sure.
a year and a half.
Yeah.
To Monday through Thursday for 2 hours a day to watch him coach a group of kids, 12-year-old kids. And this man is so attention to detail. I've never, it was the first time I ever seen a man that really knew what he was doing and what was going on, and then watch the product that he put on the field. Actually, like robots, to what he so. Him and Zach together. I mean, I just knew when that happened. I'm like, wow.
Well, I don't know if y'all know this, but like Rick Fowler's over there now too.
Yeah,
Rick's a legend, and then Ricky Russian. He turned down some head jobs at one point, so they got as good a staff as anywhere in the city. And Craig is a legend, and Cal and WT are the best 2 transfers to ever come into LE besides probably Middlebrooks. But it's and I think that's what's fun. We can sit here and talk about, I said it the other day, you talk about being 6'4" and being this and being ranked and being all that, and then you watch someone like Cal Jones get up there.
Dog mentality.
None of that don't matter.
Yeah.
It just don't matter. And WT's a great player.
I'm not going to say and lie to you. I thought Kyle Jones was one of the smartest 12-year-olds I've ever seen play baseball. Just to watch him and watch him understand the game.
He's a good player. He just, I know that they got some big aspirations both sides. PG got more good players than they can put on the field right now. They're all young. We got one senior in JM, got 2 or 3 juniors in Clark and Cade Martin and Kobe Lewis, and then all freshmen. Sophomores, and they're really good. I mean, they got kids. The other day they played so many young ones, and they got kids like Christian May and Landon West didn't even get on the field. So I mean, they got more good players, and they know what to do with it.
And see, that's what we was discussing the other day. Far as PG's lineup, if you was gonna play roster for roster and that wins a game, PG should never lose.
For sure.
Because their roster is stacked with talent. But so then when you go to LE's roster is not quite as, for instance, PG has 5 kids that has 1's a signee and 4 has offers.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody at Liberalo that has offers. So the sexiest lineup is PG. But when they match up, when they come together, I don't know if it's the makeup of the game.
It's the mentality, man.
Hey,
well, it's just
the game come because now is you don't know who's gonna win.
The thing about baseball that's beautiful is like it really whoever's on that mound changes everything.
Yep.
And when you put Kyle Jones on that mound, it don't really matter. Or WT. I mean,
it's very tough.
Yeah.
I heard yesterday y'all were talking about aces, and I agree. Ty's probably the only ace, like with stuff. But when I think ace, I go like, hey, I know I'm gonna win tomorrow, and that's what Zach Fowler's got with WT and Cal. He's got 2.
Oh, okay.
That was my thought.
And that's why I was at too. But I don't know enough about them.
Yeah.
But I know what that guy over there does.
So,
and Ty got better stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be disrespectful. Ty got the stuff. He was up to 92-3 for us in MLK. But I know Zach feels like, hey, every time we go out, we got a chance. And I think that's the difference in. I think Lou Flanagan will be that guy. Jared Halter will be that guy. Jared Halter kind of is. I mean, he was up to 87 the other day, and he's kind of turned a leap physically. And they got Hunter Rose, too, just threw really well last night. But they're still all 15, 16 years old. And when they're seniors, it'll be the same situation.
Yeah.
LE probably won't have, a chance when Jared's a senior.
Yeah.
It's a rites of passage, though, right? And
unfortunately, strength is kind of undefeated.
Yes,
unfortunately, especially when it's one-on-one, boxing, baseball, stuff like that. It's if you're stronger than a 15-year-old kid, then you got a good shot. And I think that's where LE is on the mound anyway. That was the difference in the Carthage PG game.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, "Oh, Carthage so much better."
No.
Well, Carthage didn't have any young kids on the field.
Well, so I watched the game.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that particular team that just so much better. I just seen like some mistakes being made.
Yeah,
You take those
for sure.
makes away, it's a different ball game.
Or like when Luke Flanagan comes out, it's a 2-1 game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You take those makes
So-
away, it's a different ball game.
And you know, Carthage was definitely more talented that night. Like, don't get me wrong, but that's why they play in May. And,
But pitching
Riley
Luke-
will have them ready.
Yeah, but pitching Luke Flanagan in that game down versus later didn't mean
For
anything.
sure.
Yeah, you know. That didn't
Well,
mean
and I
nothing.
think, you know, that's, you know, if they had the lead, I don't know if he'd have went to Jared or not, but Riley ain't a dummy. He knows that in May and June's when it matters.
Yeah.
That's when it matters.
He'll have everybody ready for a lot more than 50 pitches. Oh, the thing about, you know, football is baseball is such a, I love it, but it's got some quirks to it. Like, hey, opening day, you really can't throw more than 50, 60 pitches just because you don't want to get nobody hurt.
Yeah.
You know, it's the only sport in the world where, like, we open up with basketball tomorrow, I can't go, hey, my best player, Donnie Kelly's only playing 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get hurt. You know, so I think there's some things inside the game like that where they pulled Luke and the other, and I think Brewster went like another inning and a half for Carthage. So, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch in district, and it's got some excitement in the city. And you know, we talk about wanting kids to keep playing and not go to football. You need big crowds to go. You know, you need games to go watch.
Yeah.
You don't want to go watch 13-1. You want to watch LE PG and
Yeah.
April.
3-2
I think that's
game,
it.
4-2 game.
I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch again. I'm going to watch Top Monday,
yeah.
but this is a game that I has to. When PG plays LE, I have to be like there, like live. I don't
sure.
want to watch it
Yeah.
on the phone or my on my iPad. I want to actually sit in one of them stands and watch.
And I think that's what tells you where baseball's at.
Yeah.
In the city. And like I said, there's so many good players. I mean, LE's got his like uber talented players. I mean, Colin Evans and Tristan Howe and Britton Pipes and all those young guys as well.
So as much as we probably were hated last year, talking about what we talked about, baseball being top 50, whatever, around here, we didn't know what we was talking about. We was just talking. But the fact that baseball's being talked about is right now is because baseball don't. Before we sit up here sometimes and got crucified about baseball, nobody was talking about baseball.
Yeah,
I had an old coach tell me that he said at least it's being talked about.
I just think at the core, everybody loves baseball. You know, you
Yeah.
look at a Scott Serrata or Barry Norton or all these legends, and Matt McClure, all of them play college baseball. You know, it's at everybody's core, and football and baseball can go together. Football and track can go, or baseball and track can go together. Baseball and basketball can go together. It's just a matter of, you know, making people have excitement and want to be a part of it. And I think that's what's important right now.
It's very important.
I guess what you're saying, like, far as me, if I'm gonna go watch a 15-1 game, I want to hear about 7 over the fence.
Yeah. For
I
your
don't-
team.
Yeah, I want to
Right,
hear about
right.
Not for the kids. you
Yeah,
don't know.
I want to
Yeah.
see about 7
Right.
over the fence.
And
you
that's
know?
what, like, you know, if you're a young kid watching, I encourage you to watch Ty Wade play this year. I mean, Ty special, J.M. Long special, Brendan Clark special. Like, this area has some. There's so many once in every so often moments that happen in Texarkana, like a Landon Jackson, like a Ty Wade, like all these kids, and you take it for granted. You know, you take Clayton Smith for, you know, there'll be another one. And I think there's so many good players right now that aren't going to come along every year like a Ty Wade. Or
And
like
that's facts.
Like a Spencer Bryant. Spencer Bryant, top 30 player in the country right now. You got 4 years to watch him if you love baseball.
Yeah.
I was just going to bring his name up. I watched him in a cage the other day. This kid, it's going to be crazy to see what he's going to be
Oh, yeah.
in 4 years.
He's as good as
in 3 years.
any 15-year-old ever. He's the only 8th grader we've ever had. come in.
Specimen.
He's
So how big is he now?
185 pounds, what they put on with his like PG account.
And he look it.
Yeah.
And he's a good athlete and he's worked really hard and like I said, I mean there's other ones. And then Hooks has got some good young ones, Rip Birdwell, Hudson Davis. I mean those are really good players. So I just like I said, if you go Texas High. I mean Jacob Yao is as good a young kid as there is, and you know Treadway's got some velocity on the mound, and Knox Pilgrim's worked really hard to turn himself into the player he wants to be. So,
he's swinging it too.
yeah, he's as a proud alumni. Nobody wants those guys to win more than me.
Wow, he's swinging.
Unfortunately, they're down a little bit right now, but Knox is playing really well. Jacob's playing well. They got some good pieces coming.
I watched him in a cage a couple weeks ago. Knox Pilgrim is finding
And
stick.
he's moved back to the infield where he wants to move. He's getting stronger. So Walt Jones at Ashtown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave some guys off, and I apologize if I do. But there's just good players everywhere right now.
Now, there's this older guy I keep seeing about. He has a big beard.
That's Layden.
He's-
He's
Kyle
talking about
Slayton.
So
Kyle
does
Slayton.
so is he done with high school baseball?
Yeah, he just works for us now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Legend.
Yeah.
His kid was kind of getting a little bit older. Slade's a junior now in Nashville, and he had coached football this whole time, and I think just wants to kind of watch Slade.
I got you.
Kind of finish out his junior and senior year. One of the best ever, man. Won 5 state championships. Was ABCA National Coach of the Year that year. So we're excited to have him with Sticks, and it allows us to go play in all these events to where, if I can't go, he can go, and I know that they're in good hands.
Okay. Somebody asked a question, so I'm gonna let you read at the bottom. This,
Jacob Yule.
I don't know that kid. Maybe you do.
I don't. I mean, I don't want to get on here live and say something that I shouldn't without thinking about it. But I think Jacob Yao is a great player. He was, the district newcomer of the year last year. I don't know if he's the most underrated player, but he's one of the nicest kids and families you can have, and he just goes out and hits.
So he's from Atlanta, I'm guessing.
No, he's Texas.
No, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Texas. He
had a big hit last year.
Started last year at third base for him. They moved him to second this year. But he, I don't know about most, underrated, but he is extremely good at the most important part of baseball, and that's hitting. And he's a really good fielder as well. So Jacob is a very good player.
Maybe someone. Would you rather have a ace pitcher or this unbelievable Barry Bonds type of guy at the plate?
You made it hard just
I
then.
would say pitcher, just because they can walk Barry every time. If Barry ain't got nobody hitting behind him, it don't matter.
But a pitcher he can't pitch every game.
Yeah, but he can win you about 10 of them.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess.
He can win the important ones.
I mean, that first year or whatever year, Craig and PG went all the way to state. I mean, Walker pitched every played a one-game series every week. So.
Keith Wally took Atlanta to the state championship.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can be one arm. Unfortunately, the hitter can't really control everything. Ty can't control if they want to throw to him. And even if they do actually throw to him, they ain't got to throw him strikes.
Nope.
So I would take a pitcher.
So, Cody played for Sticks, right?
Yeah, he did.
It was unfortunate though. His senior year was ruined by COVID.
Yeah, that had a real chance that year too.
Yes, I was gonna look forward to that year.
Sad, man.
Yeah.
Man, they had Sticks, they had pitching, they had everything.
Yeah,
and the X factor and all that was Graydon Martin. Like Graydon don't get talked about enough.
No,
he went to what?
good.
Arkansas State, right?
No, Euler, Arkansas
Euler.
Little Rock.
Did they have a kid who went to Arkansas State?
Jackson Harris. He
Yeah.
was on that team too.
Okay.
But the thing about Graydon, the man, the X factor, Jackson was a great player too. But Graydon he played short. He catch and go pitch. Like he never complained, and he just
He did not.
They had obviously Braylon and Cody and Ty was on that team. Ty was
he was a freshman. Yeah,
Luke Paxton was on that team.
Yeah.
He got he committed as a freshman. So, they would have had a real shot.
Damn.
What people don't realize is Arkansas High plays in the toughest district you can play in.
It's
Sheridan,
tough.
Benton, El Dorado, Lakeside, Lake Hamilton.
It's
You got
tough.
a lot of guys from those areas. In the organization.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just unfortunate because it's not always a fair fight for them. Like, they got it set up this year to where Ty can't throw. They're playing twice a week, like the same week, so now Ty can only throw once. It's COVID ruined a lot of things. It definitely ruined them from having a shot to make a run.
But what's crazy, they play Horatio Monday. Their first conference game is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now Ty won't pitch on Monday.
Yeah.
Pitching Tuesday.
But that's crazy.
That's early though, right?
It's early.
They started it probably I would say maybe 2016 they started that.
Right.
To kind of, Arkansas, it was good to me, and we had a lot of fun in Genoa, but the rules in Arkansas and the setup's not great.
You ain't let them get warmed up yet.
So.
Well, track is such a big deal. Junior high track's on Tuesday, senior high track on Thursday, so they make them play Monday, Friday because they want everybody to do, especially a place like Genoa, they want everybody to participate.
But still.
I was going to ask you, maybe you know about this kid real quick. The kid from North Lamar, the pitcher. Have you?
Yeah, the left-hander.
Is he that guy?
He wasn't very good against Texas High, which was good for the
Texas.
Fighting Tigers. I think he walked 5 in the first, but yeah, they said there was like 6 or 7 college or pro guys there to watch him. So
That could probably been a problem, huh?
yeah, I mean, luckily,
cheating.
like I said, as a proud alumni, luckily he wasn't very good that day, but he's super talented.
So those days, with 5, 6 scouts, those make or break days when you don't have a good outing.
I wouldn't say make or break, but like people don't understand the complete process. Like you can't just hit. I mean, I'm not gonna say you can't. Like it's not unheard of, but you got to be good early to get the big dogs in late because you can't just somebody just can't show up and see 94 miles an hour in April and think like, oh, we got. I mean, it's a long process of your boss has got a boss and he's got a boss, and you start talking about this kind of money. So I don't think it's necessarily make or break on one outing, but you just run out of dates over time to get the higher ups in there.
Okay.
Because when Jaden was going through it, that was the biggest thing was he got hurt in football, so he didn't get to throw until after spring break. So it's like we don't have the process of my area guy saw, now my regional guy seen him, now my cross checker seen him, and it just there's so many weeks involved when you talk about paying kids that kind of money.
So basically, you got to be on at the right time when it's time to be on.
It would be best for a business decision to be very good.
Yeah.
Because a hitter
millions.
A hitter could fly in any. I mean, you could fly in and watch a hitter any day.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it. Like you could watch Braylon on Monday, somebody come Tuesday, somebody come Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But when you pitch on Monday, now all of a sudden, hey, we can't come to the next Monday to watch you. So when you start talking about getting on the mound and being bad, unfortunately, I don't think one time breaks it, but a string of bad ones will hurt you.
I got you. Which, I mean, it makes sense, though.
Because now that college is going every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're watching the best players in the country. And, the collegiate players. So now you got Monday through Thursday. Assuming Thursday's not a travel day for them, now you got Monday through Thursday to watch guys play.
No, we were talking about the kid from Mississippi State. How did that kid not get drafted?
I don't know if he didn't. Honestly.
Probably did.
I don't know. He might have turned it down or might have had a number too high. The biggest thing about the draft, people don't realize, is about money. It won't be as if Ty Wade good enough to get drafted. It'll be if Ty Wade goes, hey, I want $1 million to not go to Arkansas. So, I mean, in my opinion, anybody with some real talent like that didn't get drafted, it's a matter of somebody didn't want to pay him what they wanted. And it's not a matter of if they should have got drafted or not.
I mean, no, I'm saying he throws 92 with his left.
Yeah.
How is that rare, or that's more a common thing now that left-handers throw
Probably
that?
I wouldn't say.
now, huh?
No, I wouldn't say. Well, it's more common for a left-hander to throw 92. It's not necessarily more common for them to do it with both hands. Again, he probably just like if I throw 95 and you throw 95 and I want $1 million, you want 250. I might be more polished, but you're getting the money every day because they can spend $750 on somebody else. So unfortunately, it's like scholarships. It's all a textbook. You know, the MLB tells every team how much money they can spend.
No, I watched some other guy was able to do the switch.
Yeah.
And so somebody had to come out with a rule because the batter and the pitcher,
switch hitter, switch
they
pitcher.
kept switching.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't pitch.
gotta
So
pitch.
finally, the umpire made the batter stick in the box. Then because there wasn't no rule on it.
That's too much. Just
So,
play the game.
they finally had to make a rule
Play the game.
that whatever you start with, at that bat, you got to stay with it.
I know we got to go but lost start. Why has the game changed so much? Why don't we send up bunting anymore? Why is this all long ball stuff?
You know, I think it depends on who you ask. I think you see home runs on Twitter. You know, I don't think they're not bunting. And I'm not like new school, old school. We bunt more than probably our kids want to in the summer. We just want to win.
Yeah.
If that means bunting, fine. I would love for Ty to hit a home run every at bat. It just don't work that way. I think guys that like Vandy, Arkansas, like they'll both bunt in a hurry. Coach Van Horn will bunt in a hurry, but you know, I think they'd rather have a 3-run home run. We all would, but I think they just don't ever post the bunts, so you don't ever see it.
Now we had one particular guy that's a baseball guy. I don't think of his name. What's his name?
He must not be a baseball.
Yeah, he
guy.
do. he was arguing with us that day. He sits behind Frank.
Oh yeah, Frank on the know.
Frank, like he said, short ball is dead. But then we saw a game after he said that. It was a college game. And somebody bunted to move somebody around.
I hate when people say
What's
that.
not dead is winning.
Yeah.
Winning is the most important
It's
thing in life.
it's all about winning.
We want to win on this show. We
Yeah.
want to win.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to work today, we want to win 6 games, and if bunting will help you win, I think
we
it's,
gonna bunt
it's
all
in the-
day.
Well, I don't think it's dead. I think if you got a guy that can't bunt or you got a good arm or that'll pick it up and throw you out, yeah, it is dead for that day. But in my opinion, it wouldn't be very logical to say anything's good or bad when you're trying to win. Because not one guy going out there today coaching trying to lose.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot
Paycheck.
easier to teach somebody how to bunt than how to hit.
It's a
home
paycheck
runs or
involved.
beat
Yeah.
So.
Well, say, man, I appreciate you pulling up this morning, man, with so we can talk about this baseball.
I just want to say I appreciate everything you guys do for the city, man. Morgan and Walt and all you guys, man. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah.
Everything y'all do for the athletes, man, because that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Keeping kids involved and all those good things.
And
So
I
we
always
appreciate
and remember, like if Walt call you and say, "Hey, how I get one of them teams?" Say no.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, don't even answer the phone.
Yeah.
Don't even answer the phone.
I've been the commissioner. I can second that.
Don't
When Walt
answer
was-
the phone.
I was commissioner for Walt.
Do not give
Don't
Walt a
answer the
team.
phone.
Man, we
Walt bad for baseball.
Caleb Show can verify that.
He's bad for baseball. Anyway, man. Hey, if anybody's interested in sticks, hit this man up.
Why play anywhere else?
Hit this man up.
appreciate that.
With that being said, this is the best sports morning show on this side of heaven. Because Sticks Baseball said so.
I appreciate that.
You